Hey all, Jimmy and Michael here, and we both became Jedi in Disney's Star Wars Jedi Challenges. Here are our impressions of it. So this is actually an experience, and it is AR, but it is unlike Pokemon Go or even like Apple's AR kit. While you're using a phone, you're actually going to slot it into this headset, and it allows you to see characters like Darth Maul and things like that in front of you. But at the same time, you can also see your living room. Speaking of Darth Maul, in our first experience, we actually got to fight against Darth Maul using a lightsaber. And Michael, what'd you think about that experience?
All I know is I whooped on him, man. I thought the tracking went really well. I think that's the most important thing for something like this. You do get that lightsaber attachment that you mentioned earlier.
It has a little light on it, which helps to track.
You press the button on your lightsaber, the thing lights up,
out,
and then Darth Maul comes at you. So I thought the setup was really cool. The tracking worked really well. When you're playing, the Force will tell you where to block his incoming attacks. And you kind of got to line up your lightsaber to match that to make sure you survive, and you got to swing back at him. I thought that was really cool. My only complaint with it was that I thought the vertical field of view was a little narrow. It was a little hard to keep track of what was going on in that sense. But overall, in terms of functionality, I thought it worked well.
Yeah, I would say the tracking is good. Maybe not as good as say something like the HTC Vive, but I would say it's definitely adequate. After that, we got to try out a game where we deflected lasers from incoming droids and things like that.
I thought that was a little bit harder in the sense that your depth perception is a little off. It was hard to tell when lasers were coming in, exactly what direction. So, when you're trying
I didn't have that problem, so maybe you just gotta get good, Michael.
Sorry. Yeah, tell that to Darth Maul, man.
I thought it worked okay, and as the incoming droids got closer, because they kind of start off far away, you can slash at them. And then I think later on you can open up force abilities and things like that.
Yeah.
You can, there's a hand icon so that you can actually kind of push them away. And you do that, it doesn't track your hands, so you actually have to press a button on the lightsaber to do it. Michael, you didn't actually kind of follow that, and it was so immersive, I guess, that you just went like this and nothing really happened.
The force was within me, man. I saw that and I knew I could push him away, but I guess not quite yet. These are initial impressions. We only played first encounters. Right. I'm curious to see what other elements they put on top of these things. Building off of what we already saw, I think that's what's gonna sustain this thing to be a little bit more than just a gimmick. And I think that the pieces are there. Yeah,
and then the second sort of mode that we played was a strategy mode. It was sort of like tower defense / strategy. You can drop down an Obi-Wan. I dropped down heavier class stormtroopers. I dropped down turrets. What'd you think about that?
I've seen this a lot in AR. It's kind of par for the course in terms of an AR game mode, where it is like virtual tower defense, where you place down things in the world and then you kind of interact with the actual layout of where you are and where it's set up. And I don't think there's that much to it, at least from what we saw just now. But it's part of a package that kind of rounds out all the different things that you can do. And
then they encouraged you to actually get low to the ground, because they want to kind of simulate you overseeing a really tiny battle with little action figures moving across the floor. So that's pretty cool. And the last one that we played was something that you might have seen in the movies. It's the Star Wars kind of battle chess kind of thing, where we selected monsters and then had them move forward and progress and attack the other monsters across the table. What'd you think about that experience?
Yeah, so I imagine that can get a little bit more exciting than it initially was.
It plays maybe a tactics style game.
Yeah, there's a turn-based tactics kind of thing. Sight?
Yeah, and all in all, they're saying that you can get roughly 12 hours of gameplay from this, which isn't bad. The headset does cost $200 though, so it's most likely going to appeal to more enthusiasts than casual Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
But if you're interested, it kind of has some potential. They also tease some forthcoming games that are going to support the headset too. So yeah, keep your eyes out on it.